All right, so hopefully this is going to be a quick video. This video talks about something really important. Now, this was posted just a few minutes ago, literally like 2 minutes, and then I responded. For those of you who don't know, please put the questions in the VIP chat. I respond very fast, normally within 10 minutes, sometimes within a minute or two, unless I'm making a video or, doing charts or, all that fun stuff, then it may be, a little bit longer, but I do respond very fast. This question is absolutely gold because I just wanted to ask about XRP. I see two different things going on. We have a head and shoulders and then also a falling wedge or descending wedge, whatever you want to call it, which is bullish. This one's bearish. Which one do I do? Excellent question. So let's go ahead and tackle this. So we're on XRP. They're using Binance and on the daily chart. Now, first thing I see, now, of course, I see patterns, and if you want to, and I kind of always make a joke about this, if you squint your eyes really tight and you shake your head really fast and you spin around your chair 20 times and you look at it and you're like, oh yeah, definitely. I see a shoulder and a head and a shoulder. This is extremely ugly, extremely ugly. Now, granted, if you search on the internet for head and shoulder patterns, you might see something like this. And this, of course, is textbook. If you were to find something like this, where it goes up, down, down, and then hopefully this next one is a little bit lower. Hopefully the next one is a little bit lower, which is showing weakness. Because what it's doing, it's actually showing weakness from this high. It's lower, so that's good. That's a sign of weakness. If it's higher, well, then it's showing a sign of strength. And this might not play out. Now we have to think about the market conditions. Are we in a bullish market or in a bearish market? If we're in a bearish market, regardless if this is lower, which is weaker, or higher, which is much stronger, more than likely it's going to play out as a bearish pattern because we're in a bearish market. Now, with that being said, let's just say they're even, and we're in a bullish market. This can still play out because people are taking profit. They're doing exactly what you want to do, especially on a higher time frame. You're just kind of zooming out and seeing what might happen. Now, to make things really, really easy, and that's what I love doing, is just simplifying everything. Let's take this to the basics. Instead of looking for patterns, which are sometimes confusing, because on this, let's see, can we make up other patterns? We could probably make up several different patterns within patterns. But let's go ahead and use the magnet tool. Let's use the horizontal array and all this stuff you can find over here, horizontal array. I have it favored, so it's on my little floating toolbar. And let's select the candle body closes. And now what we're doing is we're looking at the major pivots, the major swings. Now I know the question was in reference to patterns. However, it gets confusing. Because you could see something that I don't, or I could see something that you don't. And then who's right or who's wrong? Now, when it comes to levels, well, these are a little bit harder to be subjective. Now, you can pick any level you want. However, what I try to do is I try to pick the absolute peaks, the absolute tops and the absolute bottoms. And then, because all this other stuff is just, it's called internal structure. I call it noise. So it just gets really noisy. So price came down and it stopped. So the next question is, how do you know where to pick the major swings? How do you know where to pick the major pivots or peaks? Well, price came down, it stopped and went up, came down, broke this low, went up, came down, stopped, and then came up. Nothing can be underneath this. So all this price action coming down, it ended up having a stoppage right here. So this is very strong because it stopped the momentum of it dumping. Look, we have fair value gaps down here. We have other areas down here where the price could have easily come to, but it didn't. So this right here is very strong. And I use the candle body closes with the magnet tool horizontal array. So here's a major, very strong level. Then here's a very strong level. And now what we want to do is we want to find something kind of in the middle. So we kind of have a middle ground. And right here, we can see this. This is pretty much right in the middle. So we go to the horizontal array again, And these are our main levels. So the price action right now is currently bullish. Price was down here, it came up, and let's just kind of show this right here. This was the high, and it broke the high. This was the low, and it did not break the low. Price action did not come back down here. Then we have this as the high and this as the low. Price continued going up. So right now we're in a bullish trend. So because it's a bullish trend, anything that happens inside this area is still bullish. And come all the way down, price action is still bullish for the macro picture, the overall picture. With that being said, once we go to a lower time frame, we can identify key levels like we just did here on the higher time frame, but on the lower time frame, so that we can see where the price action might go to that will lead into the higher time frame. I know I said this is going to be a quick video, but I really love teaching, and hopefully this breaks down a bunch of my training videos in one video. Granted, it's not all of it, but most of it. Now, if you're liking this video, of course, smash the like, because that truly does help. This is a special video for one of my VIP members who's asking the question in reference to patterns. Now, what I'm doing is I'm actually going to have this video for everybody, so everybody hopefully can benefit from this video. Now let's go to a smaller time frame. Let's go to the 4 hour. I love the 4 hour. Now what we're doing is I'm adjusting these right here. And the reason I'm adjusting it, because on a higher time frame, it's a candle body and these are wicks. On a lower time frame, these are candle bodies. And what I'm doing is I'm fine tuning my levels. So this one we can actually put right here. And can you start from the very, the 1 hour time frame if you want? Sure. But it just makes it so much easier going on a higher time frame. So it takes off all this noise. Now what we're doing is we're kind of looking at what's happened. Prices up here, going up and down, up and down. We had this major dump, which all the coins did. Then it broke. So everything that I do is level by level. Everything. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my trend tool, and we can see if I hold down shift, it goes down straight, goes straight. Now what we're doing is, in order for us to go long, the price needs to break this level. In order for us to go short, the price needs to break this level. Now, can you short from up here? Yes. Can you long from down here? Yes. It just depends on your risk management, your risk tolerance. And with this being bearish right now for this section, more than likely we're going to come down here and hopefully bounce, because again, if it breaks this level and the candle closes underneath it, then it changes the trend. Now we're going to a downtrend versus a continuation if it breaks this up here. So we're sticking on the 4 hour time frame. And right here, I would think that we might come down here if we break this. And once again, can you short? Sure, but I'd rather be safe and wait for the break. Now, with that being said, it breaks up. Okay, so it's trying to bounce. It's trying to bounce, and it's trying to go up, trying to break out and continue this bullishness, trying to do a continuation. It goes up and it stops, and that's fine. Price goes up and comes down. That's what we expect. So price comes up and it stops, pulls back just about this level right here. Let's go ahead and extend this, holding down shift, coming across. So what we can see is this is a very strong level. As more time passes, we see the amount of strength that it has. Now, have you noticed that I haven't mentioned anything about patterns anymore? Patterns are very subjective. Levels are very concrete. So it's kind of like trying to build your house with putty, in my opinion, versus building your foundation with, steel or cement. So here we go. So price action breaks above, comes up, and we expect to retrace. We hope that it bounces here. Doesn't mean that it has to, but we hope that it bounces here. As long as it does not break this, we're still bullish. And then it goes up, creates a lower high. So right now we're kind of worried, like, I think it might come down. I think it might come down. I mean, it'd probably break this if our decision point, which is right here. This is our decision point. Now, what makes it a decision point? Anytime the price action goes up, we want to see it come down. Then what happens here is more than likely it'll come up and either break this high, and this is the job of the low, or it'll create a lower high and then potentially break this. And all this is momentum. So here price went up, pulled back. Here it's going to decide, what is it going to do? Is it going to come up and break this level to now target this level? Or is it going to come down and then break this? So here, came here and didn't want to make a decision. He just said, nope, I'm going down. So it came all the way down here, right around this level again. And then now it's looking really weak. And whenever I'm saying about weak or the strength of the move, we want to see up, down, about 38% to maybe 50%, up, down, maybe 38% to maybe 50%. This is strong. We do not want to see something like this. This is showing weakness. Because more than likely, high chance, depending on what type of market we're in, we're going to break this and come down. It's not guaranteed, but we have a higher percentage. Here, it came down. This was the decision point, either to fight a little bit more and then probably retrace, bounce here, and come up. But it didn't even do that. It came down, went up, went down, went up, barely losing strength. Nobody's interested. Like it's not even trying to fight. And then it breaks this level. It breaks this level. Now what we want to see now, and the levels are going to be broken. What we want to see now is we want to see the bounce of this level. This is what we're looking for. Fine, it broke out of this one. What we could do now is we can actually consider this a range within this larger range. Just like how you have patterns within patterns, same thing with this. So now let me go ahead and delete all of these drawings. And let me just show you what I'm referring to. So let's go from about here, so we can just make a straight line to here, and then here. So now what we're doing is we have a top, and we have a bottom, and then this is our mid-level. This is our mid-level. Now, granted, this one is much better, but this just kind of shows you that this is a range. Now, inside this range, you know, some people, they'll buy here to trade the range. However, it's only a range when we have multiple touches. And the more touches you have, the stronger the range. The stronger the range, the closer it's possible to be at the end of the range, where we break up or we break down. So there's a whole bunch of things that once we think that it's easy, it's already too late. And now it's either going one way or the other. So I just kind of wanted to show this really quick. Now, I'm just showing the range. Price breaks down, comes over here. Now this is liquidity. All this wick, this is liquidity. I talk about liquidity a bunch on my live streams. If you're not watching my live streams, you're doing yourself a disservice. There's a lot of different variables that pop up, and depending on the questions that I get on my live streams, depends on the answers that I give. And there's a lot of times where I'll get a question, but the question is so incredibly vague that I give a bunch of different variations of the answer due to the different things that I think might pop up. So once again, if you haven't already, smash the like, for one. For two, if you're not watching my live streams, you really need to. And what I would strongly recommend is, leaving comments as well. That way it helps get the videos out to other people. Price comes down, takes up some of this liquidity. Awesome. And guess what? We have this as a support zone. So we're hoping for support here. If not, then the larger picture, the macro, is bearish. Now all these coins are going to start coming down. If it breaks this, how far down? Nobody knows until it finds support. So it could come down here and then bounce up. Or if it doesn't, maybe it goes halfway and then gets rejected and then comes down. And so what we're doing in essence, even though the original question was about a pattern, what we're doing is we're actually trading and looking at all these coins level by level. We have a greater picture of what might happen. You know, hopefully we come up and we break this, but we're dealing with all this internal stuff. And here we see price went up, re-entered this zone, which is good, giving us hope. And then it comes down right away. So now what we're looking on the 4-hour time frame, we don't want the price to cross this. And I think it will too. I think it will cross this. But we don't want, oh, put the wrong one. What we don't want is this to break. And when I say break, I'm referring to candle body closes. We do not want the 4-hour candle body close underneath here. The 4-hour is stronger than the 1 hour. The 1 hour is stronger than a 15-minute candle close. The daily is stronger than a 4-hour. So the higher the time frame, the stronger the potential support and resistance. So here what we're looking at, price came up, came down, came up, came down. This is our decision point. What is it going to do? Is it going to, when we do get a retrace, is it going to break above this level or come down? Right now it looks very weak. Now what I want to do is I want to go to the 1 hour time frame so I can see more of the ups and downs. Here we see we can actually get this and just move it down a little bit. And then let's go ahead and hold down shift and click. That didn't work. Let's put this, let's reverse this back. So I'm just going to get this and just bring it down. So now on the 1 hour time frame, I don't want it to break this. If it does, there's a really high chance for coming down. And then just depending on what the market is doing, depends if it's going to continue going down or not. And we can just see this losing strength throughout this whole thing, roll over, coming down, low volume node. All that means that there's not a lot of ups and downs. It's coming down. I'm going to wrap up this video. It's way longer than I wanted. But there's a whole bunch of teaching right here, guys. Like this video, watch it over and over and over again. Take notes. I cannot stress this enough. This is going to make you money. I am literally begging you to take notes so that you can make money in this bull run or bear market. I'm showing you how to do this level by level, and we have the overall picture of what might happen. But until we get there, we can look at this level by level. Here, it's looking weak. We have a high. We have a lower 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 high. In order for us to get bullish on this, it needs to start breaking at least the first high, then the second high, then the third. Now, when would I enter this coin? Could I enter right now buying the bottom? Sure. However, you have higher risk of it continuing doing lower highs and lower highs and lower highs, finally breaking down here, lower highs, and then dumping. You have a higher risk of that. So if you wanted to, and you're very bullish on this and you think there's news coming up or something that may catapult this, well, then you could enter some here, but the safest entry is the break of this level. I'm going to do this in blue. Why? Why is this safer than all these other ones? Well, what we're doing is we're identifying the highs. This high is really close to this high, so I'm not going to enter here. This high is really close to this high, so I'm not going to enter here. This high, and just keeps on going. This is our first major pivot from coming down to up, and this was the actual start of this. So in order for it to be safer, what I want to do is I want to set my alert above these wicks. Why above the wicks? Always ask why. Whenever I do anything, none of this is just spontaneous. Oh, it'd be pretty cool if I did it right here. Why am I doing this stuff? Everywhere on the chart is support resistance. Candle bodies, candle wicks. This is a candle wick. I don't want to be alerted on a candle wick. I want to be alerted once it breaks that resistance. So then I go to that little alarm clock right here. This has to be selected, of course. Then you just say create. I'm not going to create it for XRP though. That's a different story. Then you create it. And then of course the little alarm clock will be here once you do that. And what you do is the alert has to go off. And then we have to make sure that we're above these levels. Candle body close above the level. And I would prefer the blue line. So for this one, I would do, we can do a 1 hour. Why not? 1 hour candle close above this. If you're entering XRP or any coin and you're doing it on the 1 hour and you're getting faked out a whole bunch, meaning, it comes up and it comes back down, just goes sideways, or even your stop loss gets hit. Okay, problem is not going the way you like. Solution, go at a higher time frame. Instead of waiting on a 1 hour, do a 4 hour. If 4 hours not working, you're still getting faked out too many times, go in a 6 hour or 12 hour. So that's always do problem solution. Now, in reference to this, I do think that it's going to continue coming down until it proves me wrong. So it's always waiting to see what's happening. It keeps on breaking the lows at the moment, keeps on breaking the lows. And right now, I think it's going to do the same thing. I think it's going to roll over and come down until it does something like this, where now this is the start, the potential start of an uptrend. Because right now we're clearly in the downtrend. This doesn't mean that it's going to go up from here. This means that we have the potential, because it could always roll over. It could always roll over. But this is the possible breaking higher highs. As long as we don't break a low, we're good. We're in this uptrend. And again, the higher the time frame, the better, the stronger these levels are. So I hope this video helped. Once again, for all the VIP members, definitely post your questions in the VIP chat. Make sure to tag me. Not only will I give you my information, but all the very talented admins will also give you information, in addition to all of the other traders. This is what I love about this group. It is not a dictatorship. It is not my way and only my way. We have a bunch of people that, they may have a different outlook on this particular coin or the market or whatever. So the more opinions that we have, to include my opinion, the less likely we are to become biased. Oh, it's only going up, or oh, it's only going down. So once again, make sure to reach out. Every day we go live, Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Saturday and Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We also have additional screen shares or live shows. And this is on 12 a.m. normally, anywhere between 3 and 5 times a week. And then sometimes I go live maybe at 9 p.m. or, just different times. So that's why it's very important to have that notification bell on. And I do thank you guys very much. If you're curious about my group, send me a message on Telegram. And now, of course, on Telegram, my username is trade_intuition. So it's trade_intuition. And make sure to reach out to me. Ask me questions. My goal is to make money with you and not because of you. Now, if you want to join my group, you're just going to learn that much faster. You're going to have access to all my videos. You're going to have access to me literally almost 24/7. This is a huge opportunity for us to make the most amount of money, whether we're going up or going down. Now, as far as it going down, right now at this moment, we have to be very cautious because the market makers know that everybody's shorting and they would love to liquidate everybody. So if you are shorting, if you don't know how to do leverage, of course, we have leverage videos and everything else. But if you are doing leverage, please have a stop loss. That is the most crucial part. Protect your portfolio. That's all I got. I do thank you guys very much. We'll see you on the next video. Until then, let's make this money. Remember, smash the like, leave a comment, and if you have any questions, let me know. Every single day we go live. Thank you so much. Take care.